Happy weekend from Fextralife. If you've been too busy to keep up on the latest in the games we cover, or are looking for a refresher, we've got your back. Let's take a look at the comings and goings across the Fextralife Wiki Network.
Moving like a soldier.
Koei Tecmo and Sony have released some shiny new Nioh screenshots and details that show more of what's coming in next week's Dragon of the North DLC, as well as the free update that is bringing PvP and new skins. DLC spoilers will follow, so be warned. Dragon of the North will take place in the Oshu region and introduce the ambitious ruler Masamune Date, also known as the One-Eyed Dragon. Just when you thought that peace was finally restored in Japan, we've now begun to hear troubling rumors that the One-Eyed Dragon is secretly gathering spirit stones, setting a stage for more unrest and mayhem to take hold. The first batch of screens shows some of the new content coming in the DLC, such as some new NPCs Date Masamune, Date Shigezane, and Katakura Shigenaga, new guardian spirits Nekomata and Seiryu, and some of the foes and locations we'll be tackling and traversing. The next series of screens show what's coming in the free update, the new skins for Fuku, Tome, Ginchiyo, and Okatsu that we're getting in much better clarity, and in some PvP action which we presume will be in the training dojo. Dragon of the North is bringing new missions, weapons, and lore to the game, and is the first of the paid DLCs for Nioh, with Defiant Honor and Bloodshed's End due in the future. Dragon of the North releases for the PS4 on May 2nd. Thoughts on what's coming? PvP should open up a whole new avenue of gameplay for fans of the game. BioWare has released the next limited time Apex mission for Mass Effect Andromeda's multiplayer. It's available from this past Thursday until tomorrow on every platform. Players can join the Elite Apex forces and take part in the next of several ongoing story-based missions that'll feature new playable characters, weapons, and items. This mission takes place back on Firebase Paradox and comes with a few limited time upgrades for the weekend. Be sure you're following our blog to find out when the next Apex mission goes live and the details of the objectives. ZeniMax Online has released the first in a series of videos that give players a brief tour of some of the new locations that are going to be explored in Morrowind, the upcoming expansion to the Elder Scrolls Online. The first guided tour gives you a look at the iconic Vivec City, the largest settlement in the new landmass of Vardenfell. Your tour guide for the excursion is the assassin Nariu Virian, and in the video she gives you an overview of what the bustling city contains, from market districts to the Outlaw's Refuge. The city itself was built in honor of their patron god Vivec, and exists under the shadow of a suspended meteor, and figures to be a very prominent location in the upcoming content. The Elder Scrolls Online Morrowind is in closed beta right now on the public test server, and will be the largest piece of expansion content to date for the popular MMO. In addition to the new locations, it brings a new class, the Warden, new dungeons, sets, PvP battlegrounds, and a ton more. It's set to release June 6th for the PS4, Xbox One, and PC. We've seen a lot of information regarding the Surge recently, much of which is from trailers and some stream footage, but no one has really taken the time to dissect the game and make direct comparisons of each mechanic. Having played the preview build rather recently, we took things a step further and showed people how it actually feels to play the Surge. Check out the video and the article on the blog for a deeper look at the game. In our hands-on time with the build, we found that the game started out slow and got more and more fun the more we played. We're excited to see what else the game has to offer, and we hope that a few weeks from now we'll be writing a stellar review. The Surge releases for the PS4, Xbox One, and PC on May 16th. Fans of both the Fallout series and tabletop gaming, and who isn't, will be happy to know that there's a tabletop game on the way for the franchise. Fallout Wasteland Warfare is a new miniatures game from Modiphius Entertainment, a tabletop publisher who has several successful Kickstarter projects over the years. In the game, you'll command a crew of detailed 32mm scale minis through PvP, co-op, and solo tabletop missions. There aren't a whole lot of details beyond that, whether it's a tactics game or more traditional RPG. It remains to be seen if this will head to crowdfunding or go right to press. Given that the original Fallout games were heavily inspired by tabletop gaming, it's only natural for things to come full circle and have video game influence a new tabletop franchise, the way we're seeing with Dark Souls and the Witcher board games. If nothing else, the wonderful minis are a great painting project for hobbyists. What are your thoughts on the game? How would you like to see it play out on the table? Let us know in the comments. 2014's Middle-earth Shadow of Mordor was a revelation for gamers who are also fans of the Lord of the Rings franchise. Often, games tied to the series have fallen short of player hopes, with a handful of them providing mildly enjoyable experiences. However, Shadow of Mordor brought the series into true AAA territory, by infusing into the hack and slash genre a fluid and entertaining combat system. But a big component of the game's critical success was an innovative nemesis system that allowed enemy NPCs to remember the deaths and other situations from its experience with the protagonist, allowing them to be promoted within Sauron's ranks and grow stronger, while also increasing the value for defeating them. Buoyed by the sleeper success of the game, developer Monolith hit us with a reveal announcement for Middle-earth Shadow of War earlier this year, and a promise of a release this August. As the weeks have gone, we've learned a bit more about the sequel will look like, and how it will build off the foundations in the first. We previewed the game this week on the blog. Everything about Shadow of War looks like an improvement over Shadow of Mordor, and that's saying a lot. It seems as if Monolith has taken everything that was great about the first and building upon it in all the right ways. This is a developer that's definitely not content to rest on their laurels, and that's evident in how Shadow of War is shaping up. If the game truly builds upon the series, it'll be easily a contender for Game of the Year. The only thing that could get in the way at this point is becoming the victim of overambition and trying to do too much. We'll be keeping a close, lidless, flaming eye on this one up to its August release. Now that Dark Souls is completed as a franchise, for the time being at least, From Software is moving on to other projects. Given how they evolved Dark Souls over 3 games, we got to wondering how Bloodborne would evolve if they released sequels for it, especially since it's so different from Dark Souls. What better a resource to thought experiment with than our own Fextralife community, full of rabid Soulsborne enthusiasts. We put together a community breakdown of the features we would like to see in a Bloodborne sequel, with an eye towards what improvements we'd like to see on certain mechanics. Overall, we found that Bloodborne didn't do too much of anything bad at all. It did many things great, and at worst, a handful of its features felt unfinished more than just outright poor. We collected a few of those incomplete features in our article on the blog, and believe that with just a few more tweaks and extra time spent, these misses could easily become strengths. For a game we already scored a 9.5, shoring up these few areas while retaining everything that was good about the first could put the sequel in some rarefied air indeed. What are your thoughts? Tactical card games and RPGs have a lot in common. Both involve careful planning, careful execution, and a lot of reflection on what went right and all too often what went wrong. Yet, we see so few examples of the genres overlapping. Shadowhand is an upcoming game from Grey Alien Games that is looking to add depth to the strategy card game by making it a full-fledged RPG, complete with stats, inventory, abilities, and equipment you can use to improve and enhance your success in tense duels against AI enemies. Building off of the success of their last game, Regency Solitaire, the indie team Grey Alien is looking to take their solitaire-style turn-based combat formula a step further with deck building and character building. We took a longer look at the game, and you can check out the full preview on our blog. The more we researched the game, the more we became intrigued. There are a lot of interacting mechanics, and adding an RPG stat spread and inventory equipment option that not only affects card play, but have their own central focus is a great way to take an approachable concept like Solitaire and up the stakes and strategy to it. This feels like the kind of game you boot up to play for 15 minutes and find that 3 hours have gone by. It'll be interesting to see it expanded to PvP at some point in the future, maybe even as a DLC. Regardless, this is one for the radar next month. This week marked the release of Warhammer 40,000 Dawn of War 3 on PC. If you've been keeping up with our top 5 RPGs of the month series, we tabbed this game as one of the top games of the month of April. Developed by Relic Entertainment and published by Sega, Warhammer 40,000 Dawn of War 3 is the third installment of the real-time strategy series set in the dark future world in the popular universe created by Games Workshop. You will lead one of 3 races in the game: Space Marines, Eldars, and Orcs. Each has unique heroes, units, buildings, and abilities, and feature RPG elements to your units. The past games in the series have been addicting tactical affairs that have consumed countless hours of playtime, while immersing players in the rich, grim lore of the Warhammer universe. The third installment ups the ante with towering war machines, massive army battles, elite squads you can send in, and more. Early review scores are looking solid, so if you're looking for something heady and gratifying to dig into this week, this could be the game for you. And that's a wrap for the Week in Wikis. We're looking forward to another great week of gaming fun. Don't forget to check out our VIP program for some exclusive supporter benefits, and budding writers should take advantage of our Become an Author initiative. Thanks for a great week, and as always, keep checking in with us for news, reviews, YouTube streams and videos, and general wiki goodness. Follow us on social media for all the latest and greatest. The more followers we get, the larger the army of the Fexes grows.